Ponera, the Matabele ant. These powerful predators are twice the termite size. With the colony's hunger driving her, a Matabele scout searches for a target. The termites know that shadow and what it means. War is coming. Soon. They can do nothing as the scout marks the target and a path to their home. The scout returns to the main force to recruit a raiding party from among her sisters at an abandoned termite mound the Matabele have commandeered. With a jolt of pheromones, the chemical message travels among the warriors. It's a perfect time to attack, early in the day, before the heat rises. Matabele move out with the ominous, deliberate pace of a Roman legion. Like legionaries, the ants wear armor. Their exoskeletons can withstand all of the harshest blows. They sting with highly toxic venom. But their heaviest weapon is their jaws, able to rip opponents to shreds. A raiding force can consist of 600 ants. The first wave breaks the battlements, ripping open mud galleries, probing for cracks in the wood. Now, the smallest Matabele attack. These tunnel rats make relentless forays into the termite sanctuary. Heavier troops, some more than 2.5 centimeters long, line up for the grisly harvest. It's the devil's buffet. All you can kill, all you can carry. One raid might claim 4,000 victims. When the Matabele have all the dead termites they can manage, they head home. In a single day, a Matabele colony might send out 3 or 4 such forces. Soon, the big ants will move their base to richer hunting grounds. But today, their young will feast like kings, fattened on the spoils of war. was the Imperial tool, wielded in many ways. Sometimes to disrupt, sometimes to control. A queen can seize power with the victory of each individual soldier, or by overwhelming force. Some empires grow so large, they send everything fleeing before them. In the Panamanian rainforest, Ecitan, the army ant, rules its turf with massive numbers. Army ants travel in deadly columns, a lethal force ever on the move. But this is not an attack. These ants, 500,000 to 700,000 of them, have been marching all night, their young in tow. Theirs is a nomadic existence, embodied in their bivouac. Army ants are their own fortress, a living, breathing domain that travels on countless legs. And those legs are strong. One Ecitan hanging by its claws can support another 100 ants. For a man to match that feat, he'd have to hold up 3 armored vehicles. Deep in the recesses of this mass of ants are hidden 200,000 unhatched young, and the Ecitan queen. She lays eggs by the million, keeping the colony alive and forcing it to find sustenance. Dawn, and the bivouac stirs. After a night of stillness, the colony must feed. The meter-long mass of legs and feelers rouses itself into action. The ants begin columns that branch apart and widen, becoming an invincible tide that can travel 300 meters a day. It's called a swarm raid, and it consists of several 100,000 ants. The ants move in a deadly wave, 15 meters across, driving all before them. Those who fail to flee are doomed. Whatever army ants can catch, they consume. The attackers shred their prey so they can carry it back to feed the young. Army ants even overpower the land. They instinctively form bridges that carry the swarm over gaps and gullies. Across these living structures flows a steady stream of corpses. 30,000 a day. But army ants have enemies. Along the swarm's edges, bandits try to pick off stragglers. Paratrechina, or crazy ants, are the anarchists of the forest. Small, but highly organized, they are willing to do anything to grab a meal. Infiltrate, attack, abscond, whatever it takes. Instead of stingers, the crazy ant has spray jets that spew paralyzing venom. It lets the cruel little soldiers take down much larger opponents. Army ants fear their crazy cousins for the chaos they unleash. The bigger insects have to fight for their lives against the anarchist throngs. At first, the crazy ant's venom stuns the army ants. Then the effects wear off, and the army ants regain their strength. They handily escape the tiny pirates and return to the business of the raid. In a week, an army ant colony kills and eats 250,000 creatures. Ravaging the landscape, army ants shred its sense of order. In another kingdom, the ruler maintains control by any means necessary, even torture. The Empress can afford to be gracious. She has enforcers to do her dirty work. Relentless surveillance and oppression of any who deviate from the rules. In the kingdom of Mellifera, order is the order of the day. Every day. Mellifera, European honeybees, seem to lead a sweet existence, gathering pollen and turning it into gold. But beneath this bright image lies a dark reality. The colony exists to serve the queen, who lays the eggs that become the workers, who maintain the hive, and the warriors who defend it. Below the queen ranks the colony's young, its future. She who must be served and those who must survive dominate the hive's existence. But if something didn't keep the hive's inhabitants in line, bee society would fall apart. Every female has it in her to lay eggs, to be a queen. But the colony can have only one ruler. So, it has a police force to ensure that fact. Enforcer bees patrol constantly, checking cells.